Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel for another video. I have a very rare moment where I have the house to myself, peace and quiet, and what better time than to do a real-time voiceover video. Most of the time I have to film with lots of noise and chaos around me and then do voiceovers at night when everyone's sleeping. So that might explain why my voice is the way it is in a lot of my voiceovers, but I hear that a lot of you enjoy my voiceovers, so thank you. In today's video, I am going to go through all of my covers and switch things around, so switching covers for my journals and planning which cover I'm going to take to my travel. I am going to Germany for Oktoberfest in Munich and then going on a cruise around Norway. So I took to Instagram, as I always do. I always ask on Instagram, so if you're not following me there yet and you'd like to be a part of voting for things that I use and do, that is the place to be. So here are some of my covers. I have one, yeah. So I put this away in storage. This is my traveler's train or Tokyo station. While I was gone this summer, I put this away for safekeeping in storage, as well as my OG olive. This is my 2017 olive. So those I haven't shown in a while. And then this airline I did use in California. This at the time held my dated inserts, I believe. I can't remember because right when I got to California, right when I got back home to Italy, I did rotate some of my journals around. So I have been using my TSL one as my dated inserts. I put my ephemera stuff in my airline one. And by ephemera, I mean like my sample pet tapes. I have this in an insert, and that was in there. I just took it out before the video. I have been using this Journey is the Destination one. It was my Happy Mail journal then it was my ink swatch journal to hold all my cards there. So then I have my California Patches one. This one I'm definitely not considering. It's gonna stay as my like homesick journal now that we're back in Italy. So anytime I need to unload some deep thoughts or I'm feeling homesick and just need to do some long form journaling, that is what this will be now that I am back home. So it's not included in the running of what I might use for this upcoming travel and just switching things around. So here are my options. I do own the Traveler's Diner, but it is boxed up all in original packaging. I just didn't fall in love with that one. And since trying out the different colors and feeling the different textures, I just kept that one in its box to keep it safe in case I decide to let go of it in the future. But I asked Instagram, and I think I showed these three, so I didn't include these two in the voting. And let me see what the current vote is right now. It is a very close race between these TNs. The Journey is the Destination is in the lead right now at 37%. Then the Traveler's Train at 32% and Blue Airline at 31%. It has been a close call this entire time. It hasn't been 24 hours yet, but it's been a very close call. And what I think I'm going to do is have to decide, factoring in my passports. So I have these three passports. This one is currently my wallet here in Italy. I gutted this insert when I got back, but it was my wallet in California. The biggest reason I changed which one will be my wallet is because in Europe, it's a lot of cash culture still, and so there's a lot of coins, and that's what I love about this one. I think I'm gonna have to decide on the passport first, because my thought is if I pick this train, I might not want to have two trains. Then that kind of eliminates this one, and I can bring these two. One will be my travel journal, the other one will hold all of my dated inserts. So I think I will continue this as my wallet. I don't ever count my wallet as one of my journals that I'm bringing because it lives separately when I'm traveling. This always stays in my personal bag, and my journals will usually stay at the hotel room, Airbnb, unless I'm specifically going somewhere where I know I can journal or going to a partner shop, for example. So if I bring this and I want to keep one train theme, that would mean I eliminate this and I'm bringing these two. But now that I see this, it makes me sad that I don't have this included. And I am trying to be minimal in this trip because every time I've always overpacked and I never bring anything. Not shown here, but is a factor in all that I'm packing is my Hobonichi A6. So, you know, not to think like, oh, well, I could bring the 3 journals. Well, I am bringing a Hobonichi, so that takes up space. I think what I'll do is decide where I want my dated inserts to be. So let's go ahead and gut this. I added a second elastic to this TSLTN using a method shared by Momo Loves Paper on Instagram. And I really love it. So I think once I decide which TN, I am going to add another elastic as well. The second half of my travel, I'll actually be on a cruise. So I think I'll have a lot of time to actually journal. I will be with my parents and 2 aunts, and so very thankful because then I will have extra hands to handle my kids and babysitters. And so I factor that in to whether I think I'm going to be journaling outside of where I'm staying, for example, like the hotel room, the cruise room, because of moving it around and putting it down on public tables. And so for that reason, I want to avoid bringing this just because Camel will pick up just the slightest oil drop, the smallest thing from your fingers. And because it's fuzzy, I've noticed bringing my Starbucks TN around everywhere. Surprisingly, it's still pretty clean. I'm pretty good at making sure my work surface is clean before I put my TNs on them, but you never know. Actually, my California patch one got something at the bottom. But anyways, that's why I enjoy these ones, just because they're a lot more resilient in terms of oil stains. So I think I will do, I don't know. I think it's an obvious choice to use this, Have a Nice Trip, as the travel journal. I don't know that I want to be obvious though. And then this one is The Journey is the Destination, also fits the travel theme. I just have to figure out which one I want to handle more, which one do I want to feel more, because I won't be opening my travel journal all the time. And actually, in fact, I don't even have an insert yet for my travel journal. This is how much I thought I was going to pick this. I already put my folder in here that I use to collect ephemera. That's how convinced I was that I was going to use this Tokyo station. So, okay, I think I'm going to use the Have a Nice Trip as my travel journal. because I gave this journal a lot of love in the summer already. And during my trip, I don't have an insert yet. I plan to buy a Traveler Standard accordion insert at the partner shop in Berlin, Germany, which is 𝘕𝘂, and then I will start doing my travel journal spreads. But that won't be until like 5 days into my trip, and then I'll only be opening this in probably at the end of each day to add in my ephemera bits. And so because I already gave this TN a little bit of love in the summer, I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. During the summer, this one was just holding all the extras and a bunch of random stuff. It didn't really have a purpose. So I think it's time to give this TN a purpose during my trip mid-September till October. I will go ahead and just put this in and see if this will suffice. If not, then I will add in another elastic. I want to change the elastic to something more fall, so let's go ahead and take this one out, look through what colors I have. The orange is kind of giving, but so is the green. I think I'm gonna go green. Well, what looks good with the blue? Do I do orange and blue? Yellow and blue? Green. I hope I gave myself enough slack. That's good. Lovely. What you do is you take one end here and you'll poke it through this bottom hole. Went through the bottom hole, you're going to loop it up through the slit in the leather. Then you take it and go under the slit at the bottom. And this is what I was saying, be mindful of like which side it is on the primary TN, so that you can just keep it consistent. And then now going in through this hole. And just pulling it up through here. I will just slowly feed more of this string in to line up, match the tension of the first string, and then go ahead and tie a knot here. Now I can cut this one. And let's put my inserts back in. I like my dated horizontal in the back. And then I will put my weekly vertical and monthly with a jump band or connecting band on the primary. And the knot here is at the bottom. And then I still have this bookmark one. I never use them. I always tie them down, but I, don't want to cut them. So I will go ahead and tie this one down. That way, if I want to add like another craft folder or something in the back, I kind of use it as a third elastic tie. And then since I really wanted to use this, I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with my ephemera inserts. And I will do another video next week of everything that I'm packing for my trip. I am trying to go minimal. I don't know how well that's going to be. Like, for example, I know I'm not bringing this because while it was nice to have it with me in California, I did not use it as much as I thought I was going to. If you have not seen the video of this flip through of what's inside, I do have a separate video of that, and I can link a card above on the screen of my stationery journal. So no writing happens in here, it just holds all of these loops and paper ephemera, stickers, and this way I can enjoy this TN a little bit here at home. It does get really chunky. It starts to mold to the stuffed inserts inside, but this is a nice way for me to have different kinds of ephemera when I'm moving between journaling at my desk and at the dining table. That way I'm not bringing my whole cart all the time. And then I have my ink swatches, my ink swatch inserts that I do want to keep in a cover. So I think I will put them in my 𝘕𝘠𝘳𝘊𝘬 for now. I don't know where this came from. I like to put my rainbow colors at the front. And then this one is all browns in the back. Okay, that took way longer than it needed to be, so I tied it there. And now I have my inserts. I love this 𝘕𝘠𝘳𝘊𝘬. It is just so floppy, flexible, and I don't know. Just will always love it. And I'm always going to keep it plain. I say that now, but we'll see. I feel like it just shouldn't be customized at all. Just leave it as is, you know? So this is now my inserts, my ink swatches. This one is pretty much done. It's gonna be my travel journal. It only has the folder in here. I might add in my dashboard of photos just to have something nice to look at. I don't know that I want to use this olive. I honestly rarely ever use this, and it's because I can't see what's in here. I think there's pet tapes in here. Yeah, like I never go through this stuff. I intended to share these, and because I couldn't see them, I always forgot to share them in California. So yeah, as much as I love it, I kind of just use it to protect inserts from getting color transfer. So speaking of, I will just put this in here then to prevent any blue color transfer. I hear that the black does it the worst, but I'll go ahead and put that in there now. But I have my photo dashboard. Maybe I'll use this just to have some deco instead of the, although this would be helpful to like hold things, but then again, I rarely ever remember to use it because I can't see it. I would much rather have the clear zipper. Cute. I will probably replace these photos or add as I go with my travel in Germany. So here's what I'm going to be bringing on my trip. I will do a completely separate video on what tools I'm bringing, what fountain pens, and all those things, and how I'm going to pack and organize it. So do watch out for that next video. Until then, thank